Hey everyone. Hey, today I wanted to start in our garden and talk a little bit about diatomaceous earth. We harvested some fennel bulbs yesterday and found a few slugs. Slugs and other creepy crawlers don't like diatomaceous earth, so it's a nice organic alternative to pesticides. Diatomaceous earth consists of the fossilized remains of a hard-shelled microalgae. It's used for many things, including as an anti-caking animal feed additive. It's also an excellent absorbent, which is both good and bad. Great for this floor dry product, but when it gets wet, it doesn't do the job in the garden. It becomes ineffective against those garden pests as the minute particles fill up with moisture. There isn't too much going on in the garden early in the season, but you might find the layout interesting. Did you know diatomaceous earth can be taken internally as well? When taken orally, it's used for treating high cholesterol, constipation, and for improving the health of skin, bones, nails, teeth, and hair. But one thing you want to make sure of is you don't inhale this stuff. And besides having an excuse to show you our garden area, you may wonder why the sudden interest in diatomaceous earth. And does this have anything to do with hunting for metal? It does, and you're about to find out why. Dynamite was invented in 1866 and patented in 1867 by a Swedish chemist who accidentally discovered it by combining nitroglycerin and diatomaceous earth. Nitroglycerin, an oily mixture of glycerol, nitric, and sulfuric acids, was discovered by an Italian chemist, Ascanio Sobrero, only 20 years earlier. It was very explosive, unstable, and totally not safe to transport. Now, our Swedish chemist was fascinated with nitroglycerin and studied it in detail for years. As a matter of fact, 2 years before he invented dynamite, he invented the blasting cap, a detonator that would allow a means to cause nitroglycerin to explode from a distance. Dynamite was much safer to transport and use versus pure nitroglycerin. It was a paste that could be kneaded and shaped into rods that were perfect for insertion into drilled boreholes for blasting rock. Dynamite has a lot of applications, including the building of railroads, tunnels, mining, construction site preparation, etc. Of course, dynamite technology also ended up being used to make bombs, rockets, and destroy buildings during times of war or other conflicts. Some called our Swedish chemist, who ended up making a fortune from the production of dynamite, the dealer of death or the merchant of death. You may already know that this man's name was Alfred Nobel, and he decided to leave his wealth to a foundation that would award annual prizes to those that have conferred the greatest benefit to humankind. In 2021, a previously awarded Nobel Prize gold medal was auctioned off for over $103 million. I did not find one of these metal detecting, but I did find some blasting caps that were the invention of Nobel. I remember as a kid we used to have a poster up in school cautioning against blasting caps. There were even warnings targeted to young men on television to stay away from them.
Hi, this is Willie Mays. Baseball is a game of playing to win, but playing is safe and so is life. You can play hard, but play it safe. If you kids find anything that looks like those, don't touch them. Those are blasting caps. Remember now, don't touch them. Blasting caps are used almost every place. Explosives are used, like in a construction work. But you protect your arms and hands and legs and save your eyes. If you see a blasting cap, remember now, don't touch them. Tell the police or a fireman, wherever it is. Have fun like I do with those and not with these.
Now, I have to say that as a young boy, these warnings actually made myself and friends want to find blasting caps. It's probably good that we never did run across any. So on to detecting. We weren't able to drive to the top of this historic mining property, owned by some close friends in Northern California, so Gary and I decided to detect near the bottom of the property. We certainly found some items with age, but a lot of this will end up being recycled. Here are a few things that I found from the 1800s, including a decorative suspender buckle, a lead musket, or it might be a pistol ball, and an old rimfire bullet. You know, detecting around mining sites will yield the occasional blasting cap. Again, a blasting cap can be safely detonated from a distance to cause a small primary explosion that sets off the larger explosion of dynamite. This trip, I found a few more caps than usual. If you saw my last video on finding anti-tank mines, you're possibly wondering if I'm looking for historic explosives. I'm really not, and I'd prefer to be digging things like silver, gold, and relics. Here I was detecting an old workings and happened across a cache of blasting caps. It looks like they were in a jar that broke open long ago. They're probably at least 60 or 70 years old and inert, but you never know. Well, I found over 60 of these all in the same hole. These caps are designed to be set off with an electric charge. I'd have to say it's the kind of hoard I'd rather not find. The site is very quiet these days. From what I understand, there was a lot of gold harvested off this property. But a find like this makes me imagine some of the sound and sights from the past. All these caps have been safely disposed of, but if I had found these as a 12-year-old boy, one of my first thoughts would have been to throw some in a fire and see what happens. Well, I actually found a short video clip of someone doing exactly that. I'm really hoping that future videos will be less explosive and have a lot more relics and treasures. We'll see. You never know what you'll find in the ground. And oh yes, please like and subscribe. Adios, amigos.